Had a very difficult time at school, really difficult time at school. I was very badly bullied, and I think I didn't even want to fit in by this point, actually. I didn't really care. Had the wrong accent again because I managed to catch a bit of the north by this point. I put a lot of weight on. It's one of the few times in my life I really gained weight. And the school wasn't as academic as the school that I'd just come out of. So although obviously Barnsley was very difficult during that time, I was in a Catholic school there because my family were Catholic there. And I'd moved into a comprehensive school in the south and it was quite different. And I was just really unhappy, really, really unhappy. I still functioned. I had a band that I played in and I had a little part-time job that I did, and I had some friends, but I was living in quite a fantasy world by that point. This kind of slightly splintered alt where it was a bit different for me, and I had no parental input at all. So, and that took me up to about 16.
Growing up, so 16, you've had all of those experiences. What kept you going? What kept you afloat, do you think?
I think I'm naturally really optimistic. I do have this thing. It's like when I go to sleep at night and wake up, it's like an erased Etch-a-Sketch. I just start again. Oh, there you go. I don't quite know what that is. That's part of it. I've been blessed with some really good friends over the years. I'm naturally inquisitive. I don't expect people to love me. So
it's a bonus when they do.
Yeah. Neither of my parents loved me. That's not feel sorry for me. They just didn't. I wasn't abused because they didn't notice me. I was neglected, so I just don't expect it. I've got quite a good moral code. I think that helps. I'm clever. That helps. But I don't carry other people's expectations. And I'm quite resilient.
Yeah, well, clearly. Yeah.
When I was 16, I think one of the worst things happened. Not the worst thing, but one of the worst things. So I was involved in a road traffic accident. I was hit by a car and I was very badly injured. I was crossing the road near my father's house, and it was one of the girls at school who I didn't get on with, actually. It was her mother. I don't know whose fault it was. I literally don't know. They said I stepped out in front of this. It was like the bus parks here, the road crossing was here. I stepped out and I got hit here. But I got hit by a Sierra, so I was thrown up in the air. And I shattered my leg very badly. Still got all the scars and everything now, all these years later. So I've still got all the scars now. I can remember hitting the tarmac. And up until this point, I'd always felt invincible in my body. I used to dance a lot as a child. I really wanted. My youngest daughter dances, actually. And I think I always thought I was going to be a dancer. That's what I wanted to do. And I can remember the ambulance men taking me on the stretcher. I can remember apologising. I can remember my father was there. And then I was taken to hospital. And it wasn't, there was an awful injuries. I had pins and plates, and I broke my arms and my legs and all sorts of things. And I was in hospital for quite some time. I had surgery. And when I came out of kind of the emergency hospital, I was then moved to a rehabilitation unit to learn how to function. So I was very badly injured. But there was no one to look after me when I came home. So I'm in this filthy hoarder's house. He's not there. And I couldn't so much as get myself a drink. What was I going to do? I had to kind of crawl to the bathroom because I couldn't stand. Because I'd broken my collarbones and my arms. I couldn't use crutches. There was nobody to care for me. There was no way to have a cup and the crutch and move. There was no way to do any of that. And because of that, I didn't go back to school for my A-levels for the first year. It's absolutely remarkable that I managed to get through school, actually. And I went back kind of towards the end of my first year, but I did my A-levels in 3 years. And when I went back, I still had this huge cast on, and I was still on crutches, and I had like all the metal work and everything in my leg, and it was heavily in the scars, and it was heavily stitched up. And I can remember the other kids at school being really mean. Oh, it was your fault. You traumatized this girl's mother by stepping out in front of a car. You tried to kill yourself. None of this was true. But there was nobody to back me up, and the adults thought that as well. There was nobody to help. There was nobody to carry my school bag. There was no way for me to get to school. I used to walk on crutches from school up hills, you know, and things. There was nobody to do that stuff. And I was being judged on not passing the history essay and not, you know, there was nobody at home to feed me. There was no money. There was nobody at home. I couldn't stand up. And that's when I realised that there just wasn't anybody.